This is the only react I'm doing today. Literally the only one. The Pop the Balloon season 3 reunion is 2 hours long. I'm not doing no other reactions today. This is gonna take a long time. So get your popcorn, get your snacks, get all that, man. It's time to lock in. It's time to watch this reunion. I'm probably gonna speed it up. Let me see. I'm gonna do 125. Let's see how 125 is. So yeah, man, we gonna go ahead and lock in. So first of all, shout out to Arlette, shout out to BM, making it 3 seasons. Congratulations. Yes, congratulations. Y'all doing y'all thing, man. Power couple on this content creator stuff. It's very inspiring. I love to see it. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Lock in, lock in. Ooh, oh my gosh. She was so fine. Okay. Ooh, Ish. Oh yeah, she looked good too. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Oh, he brought his dog. He brought his dog. I remember him. I remember her face, but I forgot what happened. I don't remember him. I don't remember him. I think this was the exotic dancer. I think. And she looks really good too. Forgot it. Oh, okay, Johiko. Okay. I remember him. Did he have grills in or no? I'm sorry. My fault. I'm so sorry. Please don't rewind that. Don't rewind that. Dude, don't rewind that. Please don't. YouTube, don't rewind. Okay, Jay. Okay, Jay. Is that it? I think that's it, y'all.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's your host, Arlette, and we are here with the season 3 reunion. As always, before we start, we're going to have some lovely words from my husband, the producer of the show,
yes, sir.
BM.
Shout out
Welcome
to BM.
To season 3 reunion. First of all, I want to thank our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Every time. Amen. Because he is the truth. Yes. I also want to thank everybody that comes on the show. I want to thank my amazing wife for being the best host a producer could ever have. For being the best wife that a husband could ever want. So I definitely appreciate you. She's been absolutely fantastic. She has been the same. She has been consistent. She's been the same since episode 1. She's never changed.
Facts.
And she doesn't have to change.
Facts.
She's been absolutely amazing. Let's give her a round of applause to my wife.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I also want to thank everybody that comes on the show, of course. Everybody that watches the show. Now, we are actually, next month is our 1-year anniversary.
Okay.
Oh, love that for y'all.
So we actually started, the first episode of Pop the Balloon was the 7th of December last year. Yeah. So obviously, it's not even been a year yet. But during this whole year, we have had Pop the Balloon or Find Love. We've got the catch-ups. Yeah. We also have Blind Date Love. Mm-hmm. We have the reunions. We have BM Talks to Them. Yeah. And now the new one, Best Dressed Today. It's amazing. We thank God for everything.
An empire, man.
Producing this type of shows is very difficult. Mm-hmm. And the fact that we're able to keep on top of it, I want to thank my whole team for doing what they do, and the professionalism that we put out is fantastic. I want to thank everyone that comes on the show. And I also want to thank everybody that watches the show.
Yes. Because
people that come on the show and the people that watch the show, you don't just watch and come on the show. You are part of the show. Mm. Like I see people in the comments like every Wednesday saying, "Oh, it's like I'm meeting my cousins here." It's like right. I'm meeting my cousins here every single week. So it's fantastic to see that we're building a community here, and a
great community.
God bless everybody that watches the show and everybody that comes on the show, and we hope great things for you all.
All right.
Appreciate you, BM.
You guys heard the man. It's been a great season. So let's go ahead and get started with the season 3 reunion. Thank you, baby.
I ain't gonna lie. All right, man. I'm sorry. Let me lock in.
Like, I can see the bump in the back.
That was crazy.
I know that I might be your type, probably. And I know that because of the way that you were looking at me. Like, you know, you could beat me up on this floor.
The taper on top and then like the dreads in the back is like business in the front, party in the back.
Loki looked like one of my cousin's best friend's baby daddy.
What's 9 plus 9 times 9?
Oh no!
I just don't like those boots. That's one of my things is the boots, but...
Hello, welcome in.
That was tough, man.
Come on in, don't be scared.
My goodness, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I will say this. I don't know who does the selection process, but they have hit with like 98% of the women, bro. Whoever selects them to come on, shout out to you. Shout out to you, man, because 98% is like...
All right, so that was a wrap up of season 3. That was episodes 21 through 30. We made it through another 10 episodes. So just to go ahead and kind of kick off this reunion, there was one specific gentleman that was talked about quite a bit in episode 22. Let's go ahead and take a look to see who that was.
Provide something like what you do for a man first, because that's easy to say. Anyone can come out here and say, yo, give me some gifts, and I can bust out the bank card and be like, wow. You know what I'm saying? But like, what makes you like worthy to receive that other than you just being fine?
Well, if and when you become my man, you would know, and I would be your woman, and that's in every sense. So
what?
Like what? Like, what the hell does that mean? Like,
okay, so Danny, in that segment that we just saw, are you saying that, you know, a woman needs to do more than just be fine to deserve gifts?
Yes.
No, I just wanted more from her.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, but bro, what are you chatting? What was she chatting about? To this day, nobody knows. I went back to check the comments. Nobody knows what she was chatting about. And I'm not gonna go through all y'all. I already went through the research process when they popped up, all of them. So you know what I mean. But oh, man, valid. Oh my gosh. I think they still match, so I'm not gonna talk, you know, man, you know what I'm saying? But valid, bro.
You know, elaborate on like what you actually would do in a relationship, because when we don't have that much time to figure out
right
this investment is going to be worth on you. Exactly. So I need you to speak to my heart just a little bit more about what it is. I don't know you from a can of paint, so I need more, you know, just feed my heart a little bit more, and you know, please, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, tell me what's happening, so I can be like, all right, bet this is closest to for sure investment as I can receive at this point in time. Because I just didn't want to waste my time for after the show and we don't talk, or you know, she come out with some BS. So I just needed a little more. That's all.
Okay, I see. So guys, the fellas here on the panel, do you all agree with Danny? Like,
absolutely.
Micah, if we can't hear you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I think that's kind of superficial just to say like the whole gifts thing. It's like, to me, it's an exchange of value. You know, it's perfectly fine to shower your woman with everything she wants if there's an exchange of value, right? Okay. She's bringing something to you, bring something to her, but like if it's a situation where you're just like expected to do all this stuff and she just kind of like not adding anything to you, it's like, what are you doing?
Okay. Kind of goofy. Okay. Anyone else want to add to that?
Yeah, I'll add to that. In today's day and age where so many people are being used for things, it's just good to see that somebody's willing to invest first. But also, men are natural providers, right? So you don't know what that man is willing to do once you show a little bit of investment. You ain't even got to do facts. A lot. I would just challenge women to invest a little bit into a man and see what he does, because you don't know. He could go 10 extra miles and you went 1, or he can go 2. You know what I mean? But you kind of got to gauge that. But men
that's
are
risky
providers, man. So once we see you giving a little, we gonna meet you where you at or exceed that.
That's 100% facts, though. But from the standpoint of a woman, they would have to know within their heart of hearts, like, listen, bro, if I'm gonna invest in you, I know it's gonna come back. It's not a maybe not. You know what I mean? Maybe not how much you know what I'm saying, they'd get back in return. But it's going to be some type of return that they're going to have in their peace of mind for sure. So I get the skepticism. I get the, the indifference. I get it for sure.
Well, yeah, if she had said something like, I'm gonna be consistent with you.
I'm
gonna be there for you when you need me. We're gonna talk. We're gonna grow together. I'm gonna see where you at, and I'm gonna be your partner. And you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Just really just deep. It's not even about the finances. I think that's normal. I think everybody wants to be shown. Like I said, everybody wants to be reassured. But under that, tell me that you understand. What I'm looking for. That's all I was asking.
Okay, so then for the ladies, do you all think we got to do more than just to look cute to deserve some gifts from our mans?
I think we do too much. I think in a lot of circumstances, we tend to, which is why we shouldn't, show the wifey qualities before
that's true,
the reciprocation is given. Okay. So I think at the end of the day, I don't think she meant she just wants to be gifted and do absolutely nothing.
I can't tell.
I think that she just meant that in her relationship, she likes the thoughtfulness of being thought of. Okay. A lot of times it's not just about being materialistic or just being a gold digger. We want to know that when you're out, you're thinking of us and, hey, I picked this up for you. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times people confuse thoughtfulness for just being materialistic or, wanting something.
And that's the problem. That, what she said, totally okay. 1000% okay. But the type of woman that I want would articulate what she just said. Don't leave it up for interpretation. Don't leave it up. You know what I mean? Like, because that could mean anything. What old girl was talking about in the clip, that could mean anything. You know what I mean? So give me that peace of mind, and I know where to lead. I know where to go right then and there. Boom. It's literally that simple. That's why I go for the women that can articulate themselves just like she can, and not the ones that leave everything up to interpretation.
I feel like where women and men bump heads a lot is we're both waiting to see which one is going to do more first.
That's facts.
I feel like it's just a waiting game. I feel like women, we want to be courted. So we wait to be courted. And as men do, they want to be, they want to know the woman is more interested in them instead of what they can give you. So it's just about a waiting game. Like we're both waiting on each other to show something. Okay.
Kind of piggybacking off of Tiffany, like it is a waiting game, but literally just had this discussion, but men in this society, want to be seen as leaders, but what leadership qualities are you showing us? Like you're supposed to be taking that step forward. Like I'm supposed to be following you. So if you're waiting for me to invest something in you and all this other things, then you can just wait for another woman because I'm looking for a man to lead me. Okay. So show me what you want me to show you. And then let's move, that way.
But that's the thing, though. That's the thing. I get where she's coming from, but that's the thing. I'm not going to show you that if I don't know. You know what I mean? If I don't know nothing about you, if I don't know if I want to go to the next step with you, I don't know. So that's why this waiting game is just like literally finding that line, that happy medium that both of us can meet in the middle, that I can do what I got to do. You got to do what you got to do. This relationship will flourish. That's how I look at it. That's literally how I look at it. But it's touchy. It's a touchy subject. It's very,
All right. Nice to hear from both ends, men and the women. So to go ahead and
they're both great
move
points,
on to
though.
our next segment here, let's take a look at the most viral moment of this season.
I don't know why you'd ask that. You look great, but
well, I'm asking because I don't mind because he was so wrong with the braids.
You want to take it off?
Don't do that.
That was crazy.
Stand
on that.
Why can't I?
Stand on that.
So,
you still look good.
You still look good.
So should I keep it off or?
Yes.
Okay.
Stand on that, man. What a great moment.
So Johiko, as you've seen, you're everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, every single place you could think of, your video has popped up at least, I don't even know, each time I'm scrolling, I'm seeing it. So how has it been for you since that moment? Walk us through what actually was going through your mind during this moment as well.
Well, originally he mentioned me having braids. He mentioned me having braids and lumps under my head. And of course, a few times I was just, I handled it humbly. I was like, braids? Okay, all right. Mm-hmm. Knowing I have no hair under my wig.
And it's crazy because women do this all the time, bro. You just got to pay attention. They'll just let you think whatever you want just to get you to, go on about your day. It is what it is. That's literally how it is. The first sign of some BS that you talking, she senses that. Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's what I do. That's my hair. Okay. Yeah. I I kick rocks with my feet off. I mean, with my shoes off. You know what I mean? I definitely go swimming naked every single Sunday at 3:00. I do that. Okay. I pay for everybody's meals. Like all that stuff. Like whatever you want to believe, go ahead. Yeah, I'm out of here. She's already mentally checked out.
But then I knew that there was the possibility of millions of people talking about what he said I could have had under my head. And I knew that I did not. So I just figured I was going to just show everybody what was really under there. I had no problem doing so. And it's the outpouring amount of love that I've received. Coming on this show, it's always the possibility of, receiving some criticism, and positive and negative. But for the most part, it was all positive for me. And I really appreciate everyone, all the support. So yeah, it was a lot.
Okay, and now Danny, we saw you kind of in the corner of that clip when she took the wig off. You disappeared. Where'd you go?
It was just a shock.
Okay.
That's all it was. It was more power to her. But I was in shock. It was funny, to me.
Very funny.
I'm goofy.
Yeah, it was definitely unexpected. I was there like, you gonna take it off? Like, I was like, hold on now, what's going on here?
I said, don't do it.
I wasn't gonna let him take me out like that. So at the end of the day, I know that my hair is very well maintained. I knew that he was very incorrect. At the end of the day, I still have a good relationship with Hugh. I keep in touch with everybody from my episode. I always check up on everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't offended because I knew that I didn't have what he said I had. So I know the world hates him, but yeah.
Right.
It's tough.
In the best way, you look fantastic without it.
Yes.
In the best
gorgeous.
way.
Yeah.
Like you could see more of your face.
You look beautiful. You were glowing when you took that off. You were like, I'm everyone.
You should have just kept
Wait, Cliff, what'd you say?
I feel like she should have just kept the wig off.
Yeah, like she should have came out already, wig off.
Wig off.
To be honest, when I was backstage with the girls, the curls wasn't curling. It was just a lot going on with the wig. It was lifting. And I had mentioned like wanting to take it off backstage. But, the girls were trying to just like, girl, you look good. Just leave it alone. So that was another reason why I was just like, you know what? I did want to take it off. But everybody backstage was just like, girl, you look good. Leave it alone. I was going to braid it, put it to the side. They were like, leave the curls. Just leave it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to just leave it.
Right.
But when that happened, I was like, good. Because I didn't want it on in the first place. So
That's tough.
Like, I was looking for a reason to yank this off anyway.
once he said that, I was like, period. That's it. I'm taking it off.
Definitely a sign from God, because you should have walked in with that wig off anyways. 'Cause she looked good with it off.
Honestly, yeah.
Facts.
Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to another young lady who was talked about quite a bit from her episode. Let's take a look.
Who?
Oh,
buddy.
I'm not loud and rowdy, but I just feel like I might be a lot. I know I feel chill right now.
All right, name and age and why you ended up popping your balloon.
My name is Angelique. I'm 32. Okay. It was a lashes comment. Women are gonna women. You know, we're gonna do what we're gonna do. And I think for a man to make a comment about the things that we do, makeup, hair, lashes,
bro.
like I get that it's not your preference, but let women be women.
Right.
Or don't date us. It was the age. I'm 32, you're 28. Is that what I remember? Correct. Yeah. And when you first said it, I thought about popping, but I was like, no, girl, don't block blessings. Just keep on listening. But it just kept popping up in my head.
I'm 29.
I have to listen to my gut. Okay. She's never
Give
going
me
to
a
lead me astray. So it is the age. I hate it. I know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I mean,
so Angelique, the comments ate you up. And my facial expressions.
No, they was on her ass though.
So it was like a trend, and everybody started catching on. Like, this girl keeps hanging onto her balloon until the last minute when it's you and down to like one other person.
I remember that.
And there were comments like, "Oh, I feel like she's blocking other people's blessings." Somebody else could have been had their balloon still at the end. How do you feel about that?
I feel like watching it, I totally understand why people feel that way.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that's not what I was doing. So everyone was incorrect. It's all about perspective. That's true. And I'm gonna sit here and be real with y'all. And for everyone that's standing in the line, you sometimes can forget you're even standing there. And it's very possible to forget that you're even standing there. And that happened a couple of times for me. Like I zoned out. I
thought she was talking about metaphorically. My fault. I thought she was talking metaphorically.
I was overthinking some of the things. Like it just happened. So me waiting until the last minute, it wasn't intentional. It was, I'm kind of thinking about what's going on here, what I should do. And then the other part is, dang, I'm standing here. What is happening up here?
You got to lock in.
People are looking at me.
Yeah, you got to lock in.
That was it for me. Like it was never, I'm going to wait and be the last one. It was never that. I never thought of that. Okay. So when that came out, I was like, huh? What are we talking about, y'all?
So like, for example, because one of the first few things that people say when they come out is their age. But you did
Right.
it twice with the age. You
Right.
held on till the last minute, but that's one of the first things they say. So if that is something that's like a deal breaker for you in a way, like how come you didn't pop right away for those?
It's a deal breaker in a way.
Okay.
It's not like the end all be all. It's possible, but
That's
then
called
it's
a
like, well,
preference.
let me think about this. What do I feel? Because that's important to me. The energy, the feeling, like that's important to me.
Okay.
So that's what I was thinking the whole time. It was never, okay, they came out, they're 27, pop, pop, pop. It was never that for me.
Okay.
Because certain things you can or can't change, like your height, your age, where you are, and like certain things just can either be fixed and they just kind of don't matter, and some things do, and it's just everything collectively. What am I feeling? What am I thinking? Unfortunately.
Okay. And then another thing that was coming up when you popped on Jay, you said, something about, women are going to women. If you don't like it, don't date us. What did you mean by that? Can you elaborate?
I sure can.
Okay.
I mean, allow people to be whoever they're going to be. And that's men and
I love
women.
her
'Cause a lot of
personality,
people came out
bro.
and was like, well, y'all pop because men are short. No, Bookies. Like, I never said that, because you can't change your height, right? But I can change my lash. I can change if I want to wear makeup or not. But my thing is, that's my thing. Let me just be me. I want to come out and wear my lash. Let me do that, and you love me regardless.
Okay.
Or today, I don't want to do that, and I want to have a plain face and just wear my sunscreen. Let me do that, and you love me regardless. Realize that has nothing to do
Absolutely.
with my heart. Realize that it has everything to do with just who I want to be in this moment. But since we are talking about the lashes and that whole thing, I do want to make sure I give you an apology for that,
Oh,
because
we love the growth.
like I said, I overthink quite a bit. And what I was thinking in my head is not the same as what actually came out my mouth. And so when I watched the show back and I realized that people are thinking that I'm trying to say you should go date men, that was not my intention at all. My thing is, this lineup has been extremely consistent. There was one young lady on my episode, or our episode, who did not have on makeup. But other than that, this lineup has been extremely consistent. So it's like, if these aren't the type of women that you like to date, don't, because there are 1,000 different women out here. And that's really what I was trying to say. But I understand that it didn't come out that way. And you probably felt as if I was trying to attack you and your sexuality. And that was never the case.
And Jay, you
We love the growth. We shout out to her. We love the growth, man. It's a simple apology. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that.
actually did. You made a post about it on Instagram. You said you felt like it was an attack on your manhood, right? You said something along those lines. Can you talk to us about that?
I mean, yeah.
I've been consistently attacked for my manhood on this show, but I think you popped prematurely on me because there's levels to it, right? Like her lashes was like those little caterpillars that was black that we ain't seen since we was like 15.
That's
but
tough.
yours, like I could see through it. You couldn't see through hers. I could see through yours, and I actually complimented your lashes, right? So I like the individuals. I like the hybrids. I like those lashes. I don't like the little strips. But also when makeup is supposed to be natural, but it doesn't look natural, that's something that I don't like. So if the makeup is supposed to look natural, right? Like lashes, they're supposed to look natural. But if it's supposed to look unnatural, like I complimented you on your eyeshadow, right?
And I said, thank you.
I don't think niggas is running around with fuchsia eyelids and that's matching they fuchsia lips. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was looking good. I liked it. So I can appreciate the creative, inspiration behind that. But we all have seen those posts where it'll be a man with a full beard and he do his makeup and he look like we can't even tell. So that's my thing, is like we want it to look natural and we just don't want to have to see your baby pictures. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But I like your lashes today.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate
and I liked them that day.
Thank you, and I appreciate that.
I didn't like hers though.
Stop it.
Well, that was my whole point. Was just like, let her wear whatever she want to wear. It shouldn't be a comment about it. That was my point.
Okay, let's take. Oh, go ahead, Joey. Go.
Yeah, because I know after going viral, there were a lot of people asking, why does she wear the wig anyway? Women need to be more confident, understand that we don't care about fake hair. And I agree with you.
Just let them do what they want.
It's about us. We don't get up in the morning like,
Literally.
oh my God, this is for the men.
Right, yeah.
We see certain looks that we want to achieve, that we desire. And because of our different types of hair textures and hair lengths, sometimes we can't achieve it. So we do it just for fashion. We do it for style. We do it for looks. We don't do it for you. We don't care.
Right.
I mean, now don't get me wrong. I love to consider my person, I do want to, how do you think about this? But
Right.
we don't do it for you guys.
Yeah.
So I did not wear the wig because I wasn't confident. She does not wear lashes because she's not confident. As women, it's about beauty. That's why y'all looking at us in the first place too. We're beauty. We're beautiful people.
Of course.
So just wanted to agree with you on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. As that she should feel that way. She's absolutely right in that. Like, y'all as women should not do stuff because it's of what we would think. You know what I mean? Do it for you. Do it for your satisfaction, your wellness, your well-being, all that. Don't, you know what I mean?
You know how I look at it now? I look at it as, you know how when your little daughter or your niece dress up in makeup and be like, hey, mommy, look how pretty I am. And she looks crazy, makeup down here, makeup over here, smear lip gloss. And she thinks she looks so beautiful. I feel like that's how men look at us. Like, you do not need all that stuff. But we looking at us like, we look good. You
I
know?
can see that point too.
It's an accessory. The same way we polish our nails red, to me it's an accessory. Now some women probably do feel like they need it to cover certain things and flaws, but for some of us it's an accessory. Just like our heels, just like our rings and our earrings, our makeup is an accessory.
Yeah, so the point you're saying, like where you said he shouldn't comment on it, I kind of disagree with that because it's like everybody should be able to comment on what they like or dislike, right? Like to say like, oh, let a woman just be a woman. It's like, well, you can do that, but if a guy is saying, hey, I don't like this, it's like he should be able to comment on something he doesn't like about her because women do it all the time, right? I don't like his height. I don't like this. I don't like that, you know, and it's accepted. But if a man has like a preference that he states, then it's like, don't comment on women. It's like, you comment on men, right?
But that was my point. Like you just said.
That's a great point that he made. Absolutely great point that he made. However, it is a double standard. That's just what it is, gang. It's just what it is, unfortunately. The principle is exactly the same, but I just know that even tiptoeing that line could be disrespectful. So if I'm not attracted to her in any type of way, then I'm not gonna comment on it. I'm not gonna bring her down. That's the bottom line.
About height and all that, like that's my point. You cannot change the fact that you're short or if you're tall, right? Me and my lashes, I can rip these off and put on a whole new pair or not. Or I can put on some mascara if I want to, or individuals. That's my point though. That has absolutely nothing to do with who I am as an individual. It's just, this is fun for me. This has nothing to do with my heart whatsoever. And so to judge me on that, just like I shouldn't judge you for your height, is the same thing because your height doesn't make you. Or your weight doesn't make you. Whatever you're wearing that day does not make you. And I think that's the thing. That's the issue I think I had with the comments and everything else is because I didn't pop for superficial reasons, but I got a lot of those superficial comments. And it's like, no, if you're here to find love for real, then you wouldn't be popping for that because those things do not matter, like the lashes.
Okay,
or hats.
Danny, I see you shaking your head no.
No, you do got something to say. Say it, Bookie. Come on.
Stand on it. Stand on it, Danny.
If he won't say it, I will. You have to be attracted to somebody to move forward to that level.
Facts.
Like granted, you can't be superficial, but like if that's just not your preference, and not saying anything about what you said. Like I agree with what you said. But if we're being realistic, like that's your preference. Like I love me a black man. Like I love black men. So just because there is a guy out there of another race that's attractive, that doesn't make him less attractive because I don't want to pursue him or I don't think he's a great person. He can be the nicest, most generous person out there. But if you don't have those attributes that I'm looking for, I'm not actively pursuing you or trying to even see what love is like with you. Not saying that there wouldn't be some random, once in a million lifetime instance where we might click, we might connect, but that's all left up to chance. So I think
I'm not about to see with no woman that don't know what a good wig or bad wig is, what love is like with her.
That's a good point.
We ain't come all natural. We come out there to put your best foot forward. Literally. And if your best foot forward is your lashes hanging off the side, I didn't even watch the episode, but if it look whack, then that's what you come out the house looking like. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Pop.
Pop. Get out of here. Have a good one.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at another moment of Angelique's.
Damn.
Yep, girl. All right, so where do we pop?
Honestly, I think, okay, you know what? I'm gonna just say it. Okay, I know that I might be your type, probably. And I know that because of the way that you were looking at me. Right. Like, you could eat me up on this floor. And, I think when I'm initially meeting someone, especially when there's 1,000 different beautiful women standing here, it's uncomfortable to constantly be looked at like they want to eat you up in that moment. Like,
I get that.
Granted, love it. Yes, let my man look at me like that. But right here, right now, it is so uncomfortable. Right. I can't stand it. And I think I get that. I get that all the time at work. And I just be like, all right, bro. Like I'm just trying to be here.
Bro.
So you don't think that it's like the male like that's really feeling you? You don't think that's
No, I feel that. That's why I said I know for a fact that I'm your type. It's just it makes me so uncomfortable right now.
Right.
And that's why I was kind of like waiting. I'm like, damn, maybe I could chill.
Right,
Is he your type?
My friends are gonna say I don't really have a type. So,
That's the thing, bro. I was probably one of the one of the minorities when reacting to that. I completely get 100% of what she's saying because I had someone literally explain what she just said to me. Like, I wasn't the person doing it, but like one of my coworkers was feeling that way that she felt with another one of my coworkers, always staring at her, always doing that. He did nothing wrong. He had no bad intentions, none of that. It's just like that type of energy, that vibe that he gave off towards her, even though he did nothing wrong. It just made her feel uncomfortable in a sense, like you know what I mean? It just made her feel a little bit weird. However, this is a dating show. This isn't work. Okay? If I'm attracted to you, Angelique, out of all the women there, if there's a panel of 7 women and I'm the most attracted to you, you best believe I am going to be putting forth my best effort. I'm looking at you the whole time. I don't care what nobody else has to say. None of that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I get where she's coming from. Let's hear what you got to say though.
Let's start with Tamarcus. What was going through your mind during that? Were you as confused as I was?
I was super confused.
Okay.
I get it though.
I don't know.
I get both sides.
Well, first off, when I first went onto the show, right?
Yeah.
I come out. I look from the right to the left. There was only 2 women that I was attracted to physically. So as I went down the line, I didn't want to pay no mind to the other. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care who was
exactly
in the line besides the 2.
Okay.
And so when I got to her, it was kind of like one of those like, okay, so you don't think that, or you don't want the man to show that he's feeling you or that we're on a dating show. Like,
exactly.
I didn't get it.
Okay. Angelique?
I mean, okay. I knew I was going to get toe up for that, okay? And as you can see, I was fighting for the words to say. But in real life, y'all don't see him looking at me the way that I see him looking at me. And I was genuinely uncomfortable. So I'm going to stand on it. I was genuinely uncomfortable. If I would have saw him on the street and he did the same thing, I would have been like, all right, y'all good? Y'all straight? We good?
Because the street and a dating show is 2 different scenarios.
Sure, I agree. However, that don't mean I still wasn't uncomfortable. I was still uncomfortable.
Were you not attracted to him? Is that like, were you not attracted to him?
That's the thing.
And the reason I'm asking is because like a lot of times with women, it's like the things that are creepy versus not has only to do with attraction.
That's
like
facts.
How is that if he's attractive? It's like, oh, well, he's a fool.
Yep.
Exactly.
But if he was ugly, it's like, oh, he's creepy.
You would have been looking back. And Angelique, that's why I had asked you, is he your type? But
Exactly. That's the point right there. Because never mind.
you really didn't answer it.
Jeez. I got chills.
Did not answer.
That's just what it is. It's all good.
I feel that. Right? I feel what you're saying because you're right. I feel you on that.
We got our answer.
So what's
Yeah,
the
we
question?
got it. Next one. Next one.
It wasn't if I was like unattracted to him or not, but I don't know. I really have no idea how to answer that because it's not that I think he's unattractive.
I have a question.
Okay, let's hear from TJ. Go ahead.
What are you attracted to?
It's like physically, right?
Yeah, physically.
And see, when I say this, because I said this on live and I know what y'all about to say, but like if I had to like pull a guy out of a catalog, he's gonna be 6 feet and up, chocolate, bald, with a beard. And I know what y'all about to say.
Crazy work. That's some crazy work for real.
How tall are you? All with a beard.
He ain't got the beard.
I'm 5'11".
Oh,
But
never
with the
mind.
white shoes, I could be like 6 foot.
He got some Balenciaga.
He missing the beard, but he got everything.
I'm sorry, sis. I ain't with you on
I
this
know
one.
what y'all about to say.
I can't even
but
support
like-
you.
Man.
That's Morris Chestnut right there.
Nice,
bright
have a beard. There's no beard there though. It's not full. It's not full.
He still got a beard.
He has a beard.
Somebody got something.
Okay,
But
all
it's
right.
thin.
So just to kind of open up to
It's a
everyone
beard
else,
there.
what did you
It's
guys
just not
think
full.
like, when you watch this episode
Not too
of
much.
Angelique?
So
Chill out, y'all.
for me personally, like I feel like just watching, you was like iffy. Like you looked at him, and I think
on the
in
fence.
your mind you knew you didn't like him, but you didn't want to let him down.
Right.
Hard.
That's all it was.
Because homie is bald, homie is dark skinned, homie got a beard. What's up?
And he 1 inch from 6 feet.
And he like you. And he like you. Man. He really like you. Like he
What
was,
does him
he was
liking me got to do with?
That's what the show is about.
You said you, but you
with the
described
conversation
him.
earlier.
You described him.
You really did though.
If Idris Elba was looking at you like that, how would you feel?
You would have been looking right back.
Exactly. Like,
Okay.
It's like we want to pull out popular people like Idris.
Wait, hold on. I want to ask you a question. What is a beard to you? Because there's different types of beards, and you said you want a man with a beard, and they're coming at you saying he has a beard. What's a beard to
That's
you?
just a beard. That's a beard.
That's a beard.
Yeah, just say full beard. Like this is a full beard. That's kind of not like his, but that is still a beard though.
We just let her off the hook. We just let her off the hook.
You can rub like that. I like that.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and wrap up this segment. So obviously we heard from TJ. What about the rest of you guys? Like, what did you guys think of Angelique on the show when you watched
I'm
it?
a team girl all the time, but girl, she was tripping.
Oh,
That's tripping, girl. You was
That's crazy.
All right, so to go ahead and segue on to our next segment, this single man walked out and pretty much every single woman on the panel popped their balloon. Let's see who the unlucky fellow was. Hello, welcome in. Come on in, don't be scared.
I popped my balloon because of basically the height. I think you're very handsome, and I love that you're giving back to your community with working with the kids. But yeah, it was just the height.
It was the attraction for me, and then also the height. I'm pretty tall, so I want somebody that I can look up to.
All right, so TJ, a couple of the pops on you were due to height. First of all, how tall are you? Let's start with that.
All right. I'm 6'1".
You're 6'1".
I'm 6'1",
Okay.
and it was shown because that lady said she was 5'11".
She was 5'11". Yeah, she was taller.
5'2" with heels on, and I
Okay.
was like right there. So I'm 6'1".
Okay, you're 6'1". Okay, so was that shocking for you to hear? Like when they're like, "Oh, it's your height, it's your height."
Yeah. So for me, I feel like it wasn't so shocking because I hear height on TV on shows, but in real life, I'm 6'1", so like I don't see women taller than me.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So like me personally, going on a show, I didn't really see any women that were taller than me.
That
Like,
one
she
woman
was
wanted
an
someone in
inch
the
maybe
NBA.
taller, but the rest of the women were shorter than me. So yeah.
Okay, so Ish, you were one of the women that ended up popping on TJ and saying like, it was the height thing. First, let's start off. How tall are you, Ish?
I'm 5'6.5" without heels or anything, standing flat foot.
Okay. So on, what's the usual height of a man that you date?
Because of how tall I am, and I'm like the type of woman that likes to dress up. So when I have on heels, I'm probably 5'9" or taller. Now let me clear things up, okay? So if you seen that clip we just watched, we were almost eye to eye. There is no denying that clip of how. Just go back to the clip. If you put up on the screen. Now I'm not saying that we are eye to eye because we just stood next to each other, TJ, and we already know what your height is now. But looking at
Why did she just say now? She just threw everything that she said out the window. Now we know that's your height now. Like, was he height fishing? I'm confused.
you from that angle, it looked like I was looking at you dead in your eyes. I couldn't see like how tall we actually were. So the relationship that I was in prior, I was like this. I was like this to you. So that was that issue there. But I didn't pop just because of that. I popped because the guy before you, the first guy, he came on there and straight lied about his height. He couldn't be no more than 5'9", 5'10".
What that got to do with
He said
him?
he was 6 feet, and that just blew me. So I thought you were doing the him. So that was that. And then it was your pants for real.
Damn, what's wrong with his pants?
All right.
They were just a little tight.
I got a couple comments.
Okay, go for it.
So now seeing me, how tall am I?
6'1". We.
Okay.
6 feet to 6'1".
So at that moment when you saw me, you judged me on a prior mistake of another man.
Mm-mm. No.
You
I
just
judged
said
off of
that.
What I seen. Like I said, I seen you eye to eye.
But you said a dude.
You just said that you was.
We all agree that you did that.
I said because of that instance, I felt like that was you being dishonest about your height as well.
Because of another dude lying.
Ow.
No.
You said that.
You said that you were 6'2", and I did not see you at 6'2". So it wasn't just based off of what he did. It was 6'1". He said he was 6'2" on the show though.
I said 6'2", but what you just said, like previously, was that you popped because another dude lied and you
No.
just saw it.
I did not say I popped because another dude lied. I said I popped because your pants were too tight. I said that I popped because I thought you were being dishonest about your height, and I also said I popped
All right.
because you were not.
I'm gonna move on.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Honestly, I feel like all the women on my show, like when y'all are all nice people, y'all all nice women. But I feel like when TJ came out, I feel like I set the precedence for everything to happen because I popped first and everybody immediately popped first.
Main character,
I feel like
bro.
I set the tone.
No. Hey, we gotta stop with the main character syndrome, bro.
I feel like it was just unfair because I did end up getting my balloon back.
Right.
So why
I'll
you-
say something about that. I did not pop
I
because
didn't
you
do that
popped,
because
baby.
you- Yeah,
I popped because
I
you
know,
look
I'm
like.
just saying, that's how I feel.
I know, but I'm
It's not the
saying
truth, though.
he looked like a lot of family members. I'm Haitian, and he looks very much Haitian. And people are like, "Oh, why would you pop because he looks like a family member?" I don't want to wake up next to somebody that looks like my mom's friend or my cousin.
Wait, I'm
Do you guys
Haitian.
date
Wait,
black
so
men?
Kamina, you don't date Haitians because of
Yeah,
that?
no. To be honest, let me be real. I actually
offend
don't.
me because I'm Haitian, girl. What are we doing?
No.
What's going on?
No. It's one thing
going on?
is he looks like a relative. Like he looks. I can't explain it. Like
So he look like
Don't-
a Zoe. He look like a Zoe Papi?
Well, you said
no,
that.
because there's some fine zoes. Let me.
No,
There's
but a
some
Zoe
fine zoes.
Papi is like the Haitians that
You
look
said
like
like five
Zoe
people
Papi.
though.
Okay,
Oh,
there's,
she on her
I
ass,
was
stay
gonna
on
say
her
the
ass,
name,
stay
but
on
there's
her
a guy
ass.
named Jonas that my mom is really best friends with. He just looks like Jonas. That's all. I just didn't, that's, I don't want to wake up to something that just looks like, I just didn't know how to say it, but
I
that's
got a
really what it
question,
is. That's why I pop.
Okay.
Didn't you say
I
you
got-
have five, like a couple people that look like your family members? Other than
Yeah,
that?
because Cliff was a family member too.
They on
He
their
was way-
ass.
No. He's not a family member. Like Cliff or him, he looked like my cousin's best friend's baby daddy.
Okay. Let's go back to the topic at hand. I think Danny had a question over here. Let's hear from Danny. Let's hear from Danny.
She said earlier, like I just want to know, what does height have to do with leadership?
Man, like what's
I mean, a man could lead you, in the right direction, and whether you're looking at them at the same height or whatnot, I thought that when you're looking into a relationship, you're looking to see, a future with this person, compatibility. Yeah, exactly.
But you still
like,
want to be
I disagree, bro.
attracted to
Yeah.
that
You still want to be
person.
attracted.
And that
to
goes
them.
off of what we were talking about before. Like, if you're just not attracted to somebody, then you're not like gonna pursue that person.
Right.
Facts.
So it like they could be a great leader, like I just said with the other race thing. They can be the best person, in Asian form or a different race, but that's not my preference. And in particular,
Facts.
just like you said, pointing to the fact that you said first impression is everything.
Right.
If you come out with tight pants and that's my first impression of you,
Right.
I'm thinking you just walking around, with tighty whities and TJ, don't take
Oh
like
no, she lost me. What? No, yeah, she lost me on that. She was making good points though, but she lost me right there.
Hold on. Okay, last comment.
That's my impression.
Look,
of you.
Oh, let's hear from
Talking
Tara.
about
We haven't heard from
impressions,
Tara.
That's what it
Let's hear
is.
from Tara.
Oh, my fault.
Okay, so I didn't pop because Tiffany popped. It was the first guy. He came out. I was trying to give him a chance, and then after that, I realized if I'm just not feeling someone at first, I should just go ahead and just pop initially, right? So when I think TJ was the second guy, so that's why I popped for him, and I didn't want to take that chance away from anybody else with me holding on to my balloon till like the last round. But I do think I should have at least given him the opportunity to come out, say his name, where he was from, what he do for a living. Like I do wanted to publicly apologize to you. The next day we had went to the museum and we talked about that, and I told you I don't think that was right. I think everybody should come out and at least have the opportunity to say your name or something.
Wait.
I don't know.
And I agree.
Okay,
with
last
Tara.
comment.
Wait, he matched with her. He matched with her the next day. Him and her went out.
From Jay, and then we'll go ahead and move on from there.
I just got to point out the hypocrisy.
Hold on. Before he goes in, hold on, yo. Okay, I'm back. Just had to turn on the light. All right. What's up, Jay?
Right? Because when y'all got this going on, it's that's a preference. But when y'all talking about me, it's like, oh, we do this for us. We do this for women, right? But how come it's not that same sentiment when y'all talking about us? So just digest it. I don't even want y'all to answer that. Really think about that, because we get hit with this all the time, and we got to eat that shit.
That's facts,
And
though.
y'all always hit us with this height, all this stuff. We don't never get to say our preferences, and that's just it.
That's
but y'all
facts.
always got some kind of hypocrisy and comeback for y'all preferences, but ours are always wrong. And I'm really getting tired of the double standards, man, because in real life, it really don't be like that. But on this show, y'all really be playing like that. It's not cool.
Okay.
No, he's speaking
so kind of
facts.
Stay on the topic.
He's literally speaking facts. Like I was saying earlier, it is a double standard, and I acknowledge it. It is what it is. It's nothing that I'm going to do that's going to change that double standard. I can just only accept it. Like I know it exists and just move on. That's it.
Of TJ for a bit. After all those pops, you did eventually end up leaving with a match, which was Tiffany. And one of the main topics that came up with this match was her profession. So let's take a look at this quick clip.
Word. Okay. Do you like to dance?
Yes, I love to dance. I'm a dancer.
I'm
an exotic
I've dated
dancer.
a lot of dancers.
Really?
Yeah, I've dated a lot of dancers. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have no problem with that.
This was a good lineup too.
Come on, Tiffany. Come on up.
For my part, my only person that asked me in my family about it, I think one of my cousins or somebody was like, "Hey, did you know she was a
She's so kind-hearted. Like, she looks so kind-hearted and sweet and genuine, bro.
Not a dancer. And I was like, I didn't know actually. And we talked about it. Like we talked at the same time when she said it.
Yeah,
Like when
I
she
figured.
said dancer, I dated a lot of dancers. But then like when she said exotic dancer, I was like talking. If I would have heard that, I'm not gonna lie, maybe I would have popped. Maybe.
You thought she was ballet dancer?
Hey.
Right. Like,
All right, so let's start with Tiffany.
no, but I get it though. I get what he's saying. Because people, you don't want to assume. You know what I mean? You don't want to assume. You're thinking a dancer, okay, you know, I dated a dancer, you know what I mean? I praise dancer, like it could be anything.
So Tiffany,
That's why you gotta ask the questions. Don't assume.
He would have popped. So how does your profession like affect your dating life?
There's a lot of misconceptions when it comes to exotic dancers. I use the term exotic dancer because I work in gentlemen's clubs. A lot of people don't know the difference between gentlemen's clubs and strip clubs. Strip clubs, you're fully nude. You're on your feet all the time. Gentlemen's clubs is mostly just topless and you're talking to men a lot. You're not really dancing.
Okay.
So it's just the nuances, like it's a lot of nuances to it. So I feel like people that I've tried to date in the past, they always have preconceived notions about me. And you're not really going to know who I am unless you give me a chance, you know? Yeah.
Okay. So how would you say it's affected your past relationships, or even if you bring it up to someone you're just
I mean, I was in a long-term relationship. It was just I didn't get married, so I left. Like, you know, I'm not getting any older. I'm only getting older. So it's just like, you know, if you're not getting something out of your situation, you should move on.
Okay. All right. So TJ, you said it would have been a maybe pop. Why would it have been a maybe pop?
Because when I first heard her say dancer, I've dated burlesque dancing. I've dated people who done African dancing.
See, told you.
Latin dancing. But we talked at the same time. So my stigma towards stripping was stripping. And then I didn't understand that that's what she was doing. And so that's why I said maybe. But then, like I said,
gotta ask the
I got
questions.
to know her. And I said, she's a very nice human being. You know, and that goes further than my stripper mindset. It goes more into like, who are you as a person? So I think she's a great person.
I figured that.
So whether it's a lasting romantic relationship, I think me and Tiffany will be friends forever.
That's good to hear. Any thoughts from anyone on the floor? Cap. Oh, what's Cap?
Someone said Cap?
Yeah, Danny did.
I heard something too.
What's Cap? What's
Stand
Cap?
on business. Would you not date an exotic dancer?
When she say dancer, I don't know, maybe it's an Atlanta thing. Somebody say dancer, that's the first time.
Well, yeah, in Atlanta.
Is dancing
Honestly,
the thing? I mean,
you're from Atlanta, so when you hear dancer, I know this girl. She worked in the club,
Right.
So that's probably what he's saying. Like when you heard dancer, you're thinking of something else, but he heard
Right.
dancer since he's from like stripper culture, where he's from. That's the first thing that comes to his mind.
Yeah, and I don't gotta prove nothing. The women I dated will tell y'all they weren't strippers; they was dancers.
Okay.
So it is what it is.
And let this be known, this is not the only thing I do. I have a podcast. I have
Talk
multiple
to 'em.
businesses. This is a stepping stone. I believe in
Talk to
investing in
'em.
myself. So if no one is going to invest in me, I'm going to invest in myself.
And once again,
That's how I get my money to invest in myself.
As she
and I
should.
told- and I said in that episode, you shouldn't come at strippers just because they strip, man. Like she don't want to do that the rest of her life. You can't do that the rest of your life. So like her as a person, you probably should get to know beyond that. And so I was able to get to know that basically because I didn't hear it. So my stigma beyond that got expanded, and I thank her for it. Now, like I said, whether it works romantically or not, it still was a judgment that I shouldn't have made because my balloons got popped with people not knowing me.
And it's crazy because
Exactly.
the way that we met, I prejudged you, and you didn't get the opportunity to prejudge me because you didn't hear that.
Exactly.
And I should have been more delicate with the situation, knowing how much I get prejudged. So yeah, that's why I got my balloon back.
Okay. All right, Tiff. Okay, so in this next segment,
She cool.
it's the ladies of episode 23. So as we all know, the internet, they criticize you guys, said all types of things. So let's go ahead and take
That's
a look
the
at
internet
one
for
of the
you.
segments.
And like I think
That's
I feel
who
like
she-
I'm on like a
okay,
TED
gotcha.
talk when I'm like listening to you.
And the teeth just
Ain't
were
teeth.
not for me. Not for me.
You said classy. I feel like I'm classy, but when it comes to being Haitian doll, I'm more of a hype girl. I like to get people out, dance, and my lyrics are a bit like, so yeah.
Okay, so Jason, we'll go ahead and start with you. So they came for your teeth, the way you talk, like, how are you feeling going down that line and hearing all those things about yourself?
It's tough.
I mean, things I've never really heard that much before.
Okay.
But not really shocked by it because it's snap, thoughts.
Yeah.
Also,
That's
too,
a good point.
like, even some of my friends and family, like, bro, like, the way that you seemed on there is not how you really are. Because like everybody who knows me know I'm like the latest person you meet. I'm always like hype and whatever. But it's it's very different because when you're on there, you're trying to hear and articulate
Facts.
all that kind of stuff first time as
Yeah.
well. So like even when Tara was talking, to her defense, you know, it was like I was very just kind of drawn in, trying to listen and understand and stuff like that. The teeth thing, never heard that before, but I get it. You know, people got their preferences. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I didn't think anything of it. I'm not the kind of person that like, oh my gosh, my feelings kind of thing. I'm like,
Okay.
oh, that's crazy. But yeah.
Okay, and then so Tara,
'Cause
said
what
he
can you
sounded
do?
Like a TED Talk or something like that.
Yeah, it
Go
just
crash
seemed
out
like
with
how
somebody?
it was very business. That's how it sounded. And I'm just big on energy, so I was wanting to see more of like his personality, and so that's what I was presented with. So that's how I just assumed he was. And for me personally, I need someone like a bit more, like kind of goofy and like fun, and not someone that's just so like business all the time because I have to be business all the time at work. So when I come home, I want to have
Very
fun.
good point.
Like I want to, and then after he sat down and he was completely opposite, and I was like, dude, what the heck? What's going on? And they were like, what, Jason? Like boring? No, that's not him. And I just wish I could have seen that. So maybe we could have possibly matched or something. That didn't happen. Still a great guy. but-
Okay, so if he would have showed more of like his goofy personality, is he someone that's your type, like physically?
I know on the show I did say he was like physically, like he would have been someone I would have been interested in knowing just off of initial attraction.
It's a yes or
But
no.
then there's that extra energy part where I would have liked that as well for me to be able to match with him.
Okay. So now,
What was he just chatting about?
Ish, you had mentioned his teeth.
Energy is
Are
not
like
physical.
teeth something like you like focus on pretty heavy? Is it something that's like deal breaker or not for you?
When we're talking about this setting, yes.
Okay.
Simply because, that's like the first thing for me that I look at someone's smile,
Yeah.
because I'm a really cheeky person and I like a guy that makes me laugh, and I don't want to be drawn to that area in the wrong way. I'm choosing my words carefully because y'all tried to eat me alive. But I'm being honest. It was just the attraction thing for me, and teeth are a big thing, and it just
That's
was
it.
not my vibe.
That's
That's
it.
all I'm saying.
There you go.
All right,
That's
well,
my
let's
story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right, well then let's take a look at another clip from episode 23.
You said like the man should take more of like the bills and stuff. If
Oh,
you would
I
have been
remember
like
this one.
both incomes and like we build together and like that kind of thing, then rather just saying like, yeah, the man should
I
take
was
care of
on her
majority of the
side.
bills.
Okay, so can you go into detail a little more as to what you meant at this part? Because we were all just a little bit confused.
I
It
understood
made
her.
sense in my head. I didn't articulate it well.
I
Obviously,
got what she was saying,
People
though.
came from my neck. I'm very much not dumb. It just didn't come out right, y'all. I really don't even like the 50-50 question in general. I feel like that's big on how y'all are aligned mindset wise. I don't feel like either way is a problem as long as both parties agree. For me personally, I would just rather build with someone. And I put a lot into my career so far. So I would like to help out. Like I know, especially in this economy, all bills and stuff on one person is a lot, whether you're a man or a woman.
Facts.
So if I'm thinking logically, he's gonna have to take care of me, him, and like I want 3 kids. So that's what, 5 cars, that's a house, a mortgage, that's college, that's like
No, that's
I'm
facts.
just being real.
That's a lot of cars.
That's facts, bro.
You got a car, I got a car, 3 kids.
And all the
got a car.
kids, yeah.
Oh, they gotta get a car when they turn 16.
Yeah, like I have a lifestyle that I want to live.
Period.
And so
Yeah.
if I have to help out to like make both of our lives easier, I feel like there shouldn't be a problem with that. And the women came to my neck a
That's
lot.
a dub.
Okay. See, now
And what's wrong with that? Literally, she said nothing wrong. That's nothing wrong. If you want a traditional back in the day type relationship, go to another country, respectfully, like where it's forced. We have free will here. We can determine whatever we want to do in a relationship. You know what I mean? She said nothing wrong. It's all up to the people that are in the relationship. Whatever works for them, works for them.
now that you had some time to be able to explain it,
Yeah,
it makes
but
sense
they were
now.
like, oh, so you don't like, why you don't want your man to provide? I didn't say I didn't want him to provide. I said I want us to build together. And I feel like in this time, a lot of people just put a lot on like man should just be a provider, and they don't really have to do anything else like other than money. And for me personally, I make my own money, so you're gonna have to bring a little something more than just money.
Exactly.
For me,
Okay.
personally, and
And that's the bottom line. Because for me personally, when women say they do this, this, and this, that's that expecting the financial part all 100% taken by me. Okay, if that's the case, you know what I mean? I'll just hire someone else to do what you're doing, respectfully. Like in that type of moment, in like the traditional quote unquote thing. If you're saying, oh, I'm a good chef, you know, I can clean, I can do all this other stuff. I could hire a maid, I could hire a chef, I could hire someone that could do all the stuff that you're saying. How do you make me feel? You know what I mean? How do we mesh together? Those are the more important questions that I look for in a relationship.
There was nothing wrong with what Cliff said. We just had we kind of were saying the same thing. I think the intention behind them were kind of different. Exactly. I just feel like he was more traditional in a sense, and I'm more, I wouldn't say a modern woman, but more of like a hybrid. So there's nothing, no side is wrong. I just feel like it's a matter of preference.
Yeah, so I agree with you on that point. Well, first and foremost, I think everybody should do whatever they think and they like. So if you're a 50-50 person, if you're a 100% person, if you're a none person, hey, there's people out there for everybody.
It is.
You know?
It's facts.
But, my philosophy is kind of what you were articulating earlier, where it's like, I don't think it should be 50-50. I think it should be, sometimes somebody's 30% and the woman needs to do 70%, and sometimes the woman's feeling 20% and the guy should be 80%. I think
partnership,
it should be an equal partnership.
Yes.
Right? Because in this life, right, it takes two to tango. And if people are so obsessed over 50-50, who brings what to the table,
or dollar amount,
it's BS. Like, can you grow with your partner? Can you guys, balance each other out?
Right. Y'all have to be aligned. It doesn't matter what you believe as long as you.
Because literally, you know what I mean? Like, I may not have it that day. Okay, I'm out. I need a breather. I need to relax. Can I count on you? Just like you can count on me. It's that simple, man.
Find someone that can counteract that and is aligned with you. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Exactly. So Cliff, in that moment when she had popped her balloon, did you understand why?
I was a little confused about it, but now that she explained everything, I feel a little bit, I understand a little bit more what she was talking about. So, I get it now. Okay. But, in that sense, I feel like the whole 50-50 thing, it could be, different views on it. So, I feel like a woman, what she brings to the table is great as well. So I wasn't knocking that. Like, I would love for a woman to, work and do everything too. But I'm just that type of person that I'm going to do stuff as well too, just because where I came from and the background that I live. So I would like to motivate my woman as well to do, whatever job, whatever career path she want to do, or whatever she want to do in the house or outside of the house. So that was just me. Just far as like the whole 50-50 thing, like I bring a lot to the table too, and I wouldn't mind a woman bringing it as well. Match my hustle as well. So.
All right, so this next clip includes you again, Cliff, but this time with Ish. Let's take a look.
Where are you currently? Like, where do you live?
I'm currently in Las Vegas.
Okay. So long distance is a no for you. Where are you?
I'm in Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, Detroit? Okay.
Okay, so Ish, we talked a bit about this on BM Talks to Them.
And I will reiterate it.
Yes, ma'am. So when you had applied onto the show, did you not realize that it was like a long distance thing and people come from all over the U.S. to come on the show?
Arlette, you better talk. Arlette, you better talk to her. Yo. Hey, man.
I was aware of that. Okay. And I'll say it, like I said on the show before, it was never something that I was completely just disregarding. However, the distance was a bit too far. I live all the way in the Midwest. He lives all the way on the West Coast. If it was somebody that had been closer to me, Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, somewhere in my proximity, because those are still parts of the United States. Am I right? Or am I? All right. So it was the proximity, too far. I can take a 4-hour drive to Ohio. I can take a 30-minute flight to India, depending on where you are. It was the distance with which he was. Las Vegas, Nevada is just it was too far for me. I wasn't willing to do something that long distance.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and that's all it was.
Coming on the show, you're gonna get a mixture of individuals from all over the state. So what I can say is hey, you were maybe banking on somebody that's closer, right? Mm-hmm. Like you said, Ohio or Illinois or whatever. Coming from West Coast to Midwest is like a 5-hour flight.
It's a huge
6-hour
jump.
flight.
So
yeah,
let's talk about it.
Unless you guys are gonna get hitched the next day, it's a big commitment for a little bit of value, in my opinion.
I was closed off because I was on multiple episodes. So the first episode I was on, I was closed off to the opportunity of connecting with somebody that wasn't in the same proximity as me or close. So I didn't really match with anybody because I kept popping on anybody who didn't live close enough to me. But then the second time I came around the show, I was open-minded to the possibility of matching with somebody that was further away. But I understand where she's coming from.
Yeah. So what?
It just depends on how actively you're looking.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
If you're like, oh, I'll wait on it, or if you're like, oh, I want something now, you will compromise your your distance.
I got something.
Definitely.
The only thing I have to say about that is I agree with what you said about the Detroit. I feel where she's coming from on that. But the one thing that I did say when I introduced myself was where I was from. I was a project manager based in Las Vegas, so I wanted to make that clear to the ladies where I was from out the gate, because if it was a distance issue, then I would like for them to pop. So
right away, yeah.
I didn't want to waste nobody's time. If I'm being from Las Vegas, that was going to be an issue. So that's why I made it clear that I was a project manager from Las Vegas. So that's why I wanted the ladies to know where I was from, because if it was she from Detroit or New York or something like that, if that was going to be the reason, then we could have got that out the way instead of me coming to the end and feeling like I had that connection and I want to have that connection with that woman, and it didn't go that way. So it would have saved us both a lot of time. If I would have just
and
she would've popped out
feelings,
the gate and we wouldn't made it to the end to hear that. So that's my only thing. But I don't have no hard feelings or nothing about it. She made her decision and she did what she felt was best for her, and that was being from Detroit. The distance was an issue, so I have no problem with it.
I feel it, and I understand what you were saying, but I missed that. I think I asked that again because I missed that.
So to be devil's
So,
advocate, exactly what you were saying as well. Like, as we were on stage as well, sometimes you don't really
It was
fully
very
catch
low.
everything, just
Yes.
like what you
So
said
I
as well.
definitely missed that.
Right. Right. You kind of forget everything that they
Got
say. You kind
you,
of
okay.
fixated or focused on, either the person that you're looking at, right? You're sizing them up and down, so you're not really fully present in what they're saying, or you're fixated on one specific, thing that they said, and your mind's thinking about that instead of
I agree.
the question. So I can see where you could have missed that and then wanted to hear that again.
And that's why
I agree.
I asked again.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Well, being on this show kind of opened my mind up to long distance. Like I hit the bug, like on my way back to Atlanta. I was like, maybe I could have matched with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because at first I didn't really get it that we meet
I don't
somebody
mind
that's
long
across the
distance at all.
country. But connection
travel.
is spiritual, and spiritual knows no time and knows no distance. You understand what I'm saying? So like on the way back home to Atlanta, it kind of opened me up. It's like, you know what? I don't care where she at. If obviously we need some help, that's why we on the show. So if I'm more open to entertaining, communication wise with distance.
I also want to say, right, if you're willing to come to Phoenix to be on the show, that's because you want to be on the show. That means you can travel to go and meet the person you're
Right.
trying to build with.
Well, that's a one-time trip versus you trying to build a relationship with somebody and then wanting you to come out every month or every other week. You know what I'm saying?
But you want to be on the show. If you want
Right.
to go and see that person,
That's
you
true.
can travel.
Can I chime in on that? Because that's exactly what I was going to say. At the end of the day, God, if you really like somebody,
Ben was not playing. You see how he came in. You see how he walked up. He's like, "Oh, like give me the mic, give me the mic, give me the mic." He was not. Hey man, he's like, quit wasting our time. Like, you trying to find somebody, you trying to find love. You know what I mean? Get on that plane. You got on the plane to come here. Get on the plane to come there. Go to that man. If you that serious about him, you better stop playing with BM. BM don't take.
and you feel that chemistry, ladies,
Catch that flight.
ladies, fellas.
So there's a saying where it says,
I don't think she's
sorry, I
finished.
didn't mean to interrupt you.
Go buy that watch. Go travel to me.
But what I was trying to say is that at the end of the day, if you really, really like someone and you're super interested, now there can be other determining factors like children, whatever the situation might be that may not cause you to move. Y'all will find that job. Y'all gonna find that remote job.
That's
when you really
facts.
like somebody, you gonna do what it does. Love conquers all.
That's
very
very
and
true.
like he said, we came here knowing that there's the possibility that someone is not gonna be from our town. You know, so you have to come on this show open-minded. You have to come on this show understanding. But I get
Facts.
what you're saying too. Like, because me too, I was kind of hoping I could meet someone that's a little closer to me, a
Proximity,
little.
yeah.
But at the end of the day, like if I like you, what's up? And if you like me, what's up?
What's up?
You gonna make it happen.
No, I get what you're saying.
And that's why a lot of us are still single.
You're basing that off of a strong feeling. You can't get that feeling off of a couple questions with somebody.
Can I
and
say
I just
something?
didn't have that feeling.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Love doesn't stay in one place. Come on, man. Love is not in one area. If you're struggling to find the love of your life, maybe you need to look somewhere else.
Better talk to him, BM.
Me and Arlette, we wasn't even in the same country. So this is kind of let you guys.
Let him say that again. Let him say that again. I don't think people heard that.
You need to look somewhere else. You know, me and Arlette, we wasn't even in the same country. So this is kind of let you guys know that long distance shouldn't be something that is blocking you from finding somebody. Because I'm telling you right now, if you're struggling,
maybe you need to look somewhere else.
Long distance can actually make your relationship a lot stronger.
It's a temporary.
Right.
Trust
and it's
factor.
temporary. One person can move. You know, I understand it can be hard, but if you find that person that is the one that you want from somewhere else, you know you're not going to get that person where you are.
Yep.
Maybe you need to find a way to make it work.
Right.
And that's what the show is about. I'm out.
Talk to him, BM. BM talks to him for real.
All right. So, Rob, you got a couple of bald comments, and they also mentioned how you talk and things like that. Let's
Stay
take a
on her
look
ass.
at your
Stay on her
segment.
ass, bro.
Bald is not really my thing. I think
Man, I can't even control it.
I know. I don't mean to say it like that. It's just I feel like maybe if we were 40s and like you were bald, then it would be like different. But we're like really young.
I know.
So yeah, that's it. And then I don't want to be mean, but I just don't really like how you talk.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hi, my name is Camina and I'm 27, and it's just about the hair thing.
The slow.
All right. So, Camila, you said it's just about the hair thing. You don't like bald either?
No, not really. I grew up all my life with my stepdad being bald, to be honest.
Yeah, family trauma, girl.
I have a lot of family trauma. It's just that, I like a particular look for me as well, too. Just like everybody has their type. And it's just, for me, bald is just not for me. And I've seen that too many times growing up with myself. I just prefer hair. But, once I be an old woman, I probably wouldn't care. But as me right now, as a young lady, I want a man with hair on his head.
That's all I was saying.
That's it.
Okay.
Bald just mean a lot of testosterone ladies. They got that,
I don't care what it means. I like a man with hair.
All right. So, Ish, you kind of mentioned how he talks was one of the reasons you popped. How does he talk? What was it?
Oh.
He's a little bit too soft-spoken for me. With the woman that I know that I am, maybe more assertion.
Okay.
And that shows a lot, about a person, the way they speak. The way they speak. So the really soft-spokenness, like it just didn't tickle my fancy.
So, Rob, have you ever gotten that before about you're too soft-spoken for me?
Actually, no, I have not. I get very smoothing, right?
You made that word up.
Yeah, what is smoothing, buddy?
I've never had it's so soft. I've been like, hey, you calm down my temperament, and especially after a long day of working or going out there in the world, like I've said before on the catch up, there's a time and place for everything. If I gotta raise my voice and assert dominance, I'll do that. Like, it's no problem. But for me,
Exactly.
I like the way you talk. I'm not gonna lie. You speak very well. You articulate yourself very well. You sound very well educated. Personally, I just don't like the hood scrimp fold like 5'6", sound Kodak black. You speak like a man who has an education. You speak like a man with wisdom and knowledge. So I beg to differ.
It's a match.
Oh, she is. I just like the way I like the way he talks. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes, I got him that, and then
Chat. Was that petty? Yes or no? Was that petty? Yes or no? Hey man, I don't know. See, it be that messy stuff, bro. I don't know, man. Was that not unnecessarily messy? It was funny. It was funny. It was hilarious. But that was not needed, though, gang.
in terms of the bald comment,
Right.
you know what they say? Most successful people in the world are bald. Just let you know.
Is that what they say?
Yeah. Well, it's because of stress.
So yours is because of stress.
I used to have a big old bunch of hair, man.
And too much stress made all the hair go.
Hey, every day I woke up, there was another hair follicle on my pillow.
Rob, bye.
But I love being bald. I wouldn't change it for the world, So shout out to all my bald brothers out there.
And I just can I
Shout out to the bald men.
Can I set the record straight?
Show the ball.
Can I set the record straight? Because a lot of people have something to say about the fact that I waited to pop Maul's balloon and he was bald too. Now listen, I'm not saying that every bald person on the face of this earth I'm not, interested in or I'm not attracted to. It's just that for me, that is a really big thing. And in that situation, like, I didn't like it with you. No offense, you're handsome, everything, like I said before. But I don't think that because that's not my preference, like I can't have exceptions to that. I feel like everybody has exceptions to that. Like if you are a guy that's like, oh, I love light skinned women, that doesn't mean that you would never be attracted to a brown skin or a dark skinned woman, right? So the fact that I said that I feel like I got chewed up online about that, like, well, you can't blah, 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 blah. And I'll explain it like I explained before. Like he said, his hair follicles was leaving him. Jamal's hair follicles was not leaving him. He was just bald. He was shaved really low.
Who's Jamal?
He ended up
Maul.
Okay.
All right. He's not true bald.
So yeah, he's not a true bald.
Not
He
true
just
bald.
shaves his hair.
Yeah,
Talking shit.
See what I'm saying? You're a true
You
bald.
don't understand the pain, man.
Rob says stop attacking me. All right. Anyway,
Wait,
so
I have one more thing to say.
Oh, go ahead.
And about the whole bald thing, because I know a lot of people are gonna get on me. Oh, you're gonna let the bald thing get in the way. Just kind of like, I think it's like people just pick what to be mad at, because I got popped on because my hair was no, not because of my hair. A girl got popped on because her hair was too long. I got popped on because I had too much makeup or glitter. It's kind of like, okay, so why do people nitpick on what they want to call people out for? But I'm gonna get ate up because I said I don't like him because he's bald. Why did the other guy why did everybody roll up and the other guy said he didn't like me because of my makeup? Or because, okay, so Maul popped on a girl because she had glitter on her chest. I popped because I have glitter on my chest. It's kind of like we kind of pop for the same thing. So it's just like people like what they like regardless of what the next person think. If you if you like how he speaks, you like how he speaks, but she don't like how he speaks. We're just all different in a way. I just don't like bald guys, and I feel like I shouldn't be getting attacked because what do you guys want me to do? Oh, you're bald. Okay, I'm gonna just be with you just to make the comments happy. I'm not. It's my life. I just don't like bald guys. Either you take it or you leave it.
Okay.
I was gonna say that earlier.
I love it.
Okay, let's move on to our next clip. So our next clip actually does involve Kamina, aka Haitian Doll.
Hi, my name is Kamina. I'm 27, and I popped my balloon. You're not ugly. It is the haircut for sure because. Long story. Somebody that I dealt with had that same haircut. It's just PTSD.
Okay, wait. One of them haircuts. Yeah.
But I healed from that moment. I'm able to say right then and there, this is what gives me trauma. And I do not want to wake up to a man every day to see that haircut. And it's just going to bring back memories of what happened to me. So,
A family.
Right. That's what I'm saying, bro.
So Kamina,
Like it's a lot that she's going through, gang. If it's not a family member, it's a haircut. You know what I mean? And is she wrong for feeling that way? No, she's not wrong for feeling that way at all. But it's just like, if you're here to find love, I mean, something like who does not remind you of somebody that you are close with or were close with? You know what I mean? Like, are you really healed from that? If you're not I don't know what she was talking about as far as like the haircut goes. I assume it's something serious, so I'm not talking about that. But you know what I mean? Like, just in general, like, because for me, I had to figure out, like, whenever I stop thinking about my ex or trying to compare my ex to new people that I'm dating, that's when I know that I'm healed. Like, when I see a new woman, like let's say she walked up to me, right? And she was attracted to me and I'm attracted to her. I would know if I'm over, my ex or any ex that I have, if I go on a date with her and I don't think about her at all. You know what I mean? So that's how I figure out. That's how I determine. Maybe hers is different. I don't know. But you know what I mean? That's a big step in dating.
Yeah, as we just saw on Pop the Balloon, you were like, oh, PTSD, low key. And it was like kind of like it didn't seem as serious. But then when we spoke about it on Talk to Them, it was like a different tone that you had towards the situation. Can you talk to us about that?
Yes, and I want to apologize for even coming on the podcast like that, Arlette. It was just, it's different when you're saying it to somebody on the show, like, okay, PTSD, whatever the case is, because it is true. The story is true. And people might think it's crazy, because there's times when I see a guy with that haircut, I'm like, oh, it reminds me of that person, and I don't know. Whatever the case is. So, the comment was very honest and true, but it's just kind of like it's different when you're watching it on the podcast and you're seeing people actually laugh about it. And you're not there to kind of defend or talk about it. It's just being talked and you're not there. And it's just being kind of like, from what I take it as being made of a joke. So that's where it kind of came from. I'm like, okay, so I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, it's being talked about while I'm not there. And it just seems like it's being more of a joke, but it's more different if I'm there to say it myself on the show. I don't know. I can't really explain what I'm trying to really say. But
I get
it was just a little bit hurtful because I did talk to Kendall outside of the show and I did tell him, I told him about the haircut thing because he asked, why'd you pop on me? And I'm like, I wasn't lying. I did have somebody that I mess with always had that same hairstyle, haircut. Every time I say it, reminds me of him, and it does bring back some type of PTSD for me because the whole relationship was just very terrible. So yeah, and the fact that, I think that's what also made me mad. The fact that I told him that and I saw him on the show just laughing about that too, it just kind of made me just kind of mad at him and just, I shouldn't have been mad about everybody else because like you said, everybody didn't know it was kind of like, a joke, but Kendall kind of knew exactly what it was and for him to do that. And it just made me kind of like,
wait, did he?
So that's what that was about.
Quick question. Because I noticed with yours, right? You said a lot of comparisons with your family. What's that about? Like, you compared every male to your family.
Not my family. First of all, my cousins, baby daddy. The only one that I compared with my family was him. And I would even say the guy's really family. He's my mom's best friend. His name is Jonas, and he looks just like him. And you know, us Haitian has that, you know, exotic look. And I'm gonna just bring that out. Shout out to my Zoe. Haitians are very beautiful. I mean, look at me, look at her, and look at him. Even though you're not Haitian, you look very beautiful people. I love my people, but you know, it's just kind of like when you grow up with certain people that I don't know. It's just you. He looks a lot like Jonas, but I don't know. Maybe I know a lot of people. A lot of people know who I. So I'm probably around a lot of people. So yeah, a lot of people do look like other people. Not trying to, you know, make it seem like, oh, you look like this person. It's just what it is for me.
Can I
don't
say
know.
something to you?
Yeah, go ahead.
I love you. That's my Haitian sister.
Yeah, go ahead.
You gotta let that go.
Let that go.
What I just say.
Holding on to other people, because at the end of the day, somebody's gonna always kind of look like somebody. Like you just said, you know a lot of people, so you're gonna be able to find something in everybody that reminds you of somebody. But don't let that hold you from your body.
Facts.
I mean, I'm
Know
looking
your
at
person.
a lot of people right now. They don't remind me of a lot of people.
I think I get what Kamina's saying, because we had a conversation off screen.
She's
Like,
hilarious.
my brothers are handsome. Like, I have a handsome family. But I would never date a guy that looked like my brother because you remind me of my brother. Like, I'm going to think about my brother when I see you. So the fact that they remind her of somebody that familiar to her, I think that's where she's coming from. And I wouldn't dabble in that either. Like, even if I did think they were attractive, because it's like, you're going to remind me of my brother. Like, oh, you look like my brother. Get away from me. Like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to kiss you. I don't want to cuddle you. Like, that's just the energy that I have because you resemble somebody that's on that level with me. And I think that's what it is. Not saying that she's comparing everybody to people she likes or just trying to find a reason to not like somebody. Like, if it's not there, it's just not there.
Yeah.
So I get you, sister.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's like a lot of people in this room right now, and I don't really think anybody besides you two look like somebody.
I mean,
You know, I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying, it's just what it is. Just being honest.
Got it. And then now the word group chat was thrown around so many times. So let's take a look at this short clip.
Yeah, so going to the podcast you guys did with the boys, I was pretty shocked because we've been in this group chat, I believe, for 2 weeks, maybe, I don't know, and we were thinking everything's cool, everything's okay. And to just see the stuff they said about us that they knew completely was not true about us. They know us from a different level of just the show that we filmed.
You perceive people in a certain way, especially with how they present themselves on camera and getting to know the guys behind the scene. You know, thought I built really good friendships with them, but you know, seeing the podcast and how it played out, it was giving very much Black women aren't protected, and I didn't necessarily agree with that. I'm sure, you know, they lead overall good lives. I just didn't like the way that they, like Carrington said, doubled down on how we were, you know, these terrible Black women, and getting to know them and hearing the positive things that they were saying about us, and then to go out on the internet and completely flip the script. It was like absolutely mind blowing. It was like blindly raging to see that they did us like that.
Okay, so
Whoa. What's the lore behind that? What happened? Wait, what? Who's out here saying that? Like a reactor or like one of them? Like, wait, what?
So this group chat, was it everyone from the episode in one group chat together? Is that what this was?
Let me just say,
Mostly
Go
everyone.
ahead, Tiffany.
let me just say, as soon as I left that building, I said, "Don't add me to no dang group chats."
Oh,
I've been through this before. I was on a previous episode, so I know how messy it can get. So I said, "Don't add me to the group chat. I don't want to be no part."
The group chat started.
Mike.
The group chat started as guys. All right, it was.
You started as the guys?
I started as guys.
Okay.
When me, Tiffany, Maul, and his date, we matched first on the show. We left. I don't know who added everybody, but when we left, everybody was in the group chat.
Besides me.
And then it became a communion. It became a family union. And then once the community of people who saw the show came into it, we fell apart. Like, people just broke us.
Now, why would y'all do that? Why? No. Why would y'all add people like, for example, I seen the episode. What am I going to do in the group chat? You know what I mean? I have no business. I have no business being in y'all's group chat. That is y'all's season. I mean, that's y'all's episode strictly for y'all. A viewer should not be in there. I'm not saying that I would do nothing crazy or crash out in a group chat, but no, you know what I mean?
Us apart. That's just what happened.
Well, I mean, it sounded like y'all said things though. So what is it? Because how the community
Right.
changed.
Okay, let's hear from, I think, Jason. Go ahead, Jason.
So the way the group chat got started, where all of us got into it, was because the night that we had the show, we decided to all go out.
Okay.
And so to find where everybody was going to go, we created the group chat, right? So that's how that happened. Kind of to what TJ was saying, there was some kerfuffles and things that started to happen as the show got released, as there was difference of opinions, or there was responses of like the comments being sent, all that kind of stuff. I guess from my perspective, like some of the ladies were saying on there, I was confused on the part of like not protecting Black women, or what that meant. From our episode, none of us said anything derogatory, rude, crass. or anything like that to any of the women, especially them as Black women. We told our experience on the show. We responded to some of the things that were said about us, but none of us were coming at Black women, coming at them at all, or anything like that. And so that was super confusing to us as guys. Even people in the comments were like, what are they talking about? There's nobody coming for them as, Black women or whatever. And then too, even if that was the case, it was weird to me because it was like, well, on the show, if you're saying coming at Black women, what do you call it when you're telling a Black man that his teeth are horrible in front of, millions of people? What is that? Is that protecting Black men? So all of that was like super confusing to me.
So just to touch on what I said, the protect Black women thing was not that you guys were attacking us, is that you knew who we were as women behind the scenes, and you seen what the internet said about us, and you guys had the opportunity, the platform, the time, the space to be like, hey, you guys should stop talking about these women in that way. We've met them on this level and they're this way, and they're like, you had the platform to clear that up, and you didn't do anything.
Are you saying like us comment to people, like to comment on the comments, or what are you specifically saying we should have done?
You had, like I said, you had the opportunity to speak up for us in a positive light. Like, let's not act like we're not on these platforms and we have a certain level of power. Like, there were episodes where, the women said something about, whatever, and then you had the guys clap back in a negative way or be sassy or whatever. And, there wasn't really much scrutiny toward, I'm not going to say there wasn't any scrutiny toward the women, because I'm sure anybody and everybody has something to say. But we got it the worst, I think, because we were being honest. We were being asked to be specific about these things. And because you guys, portrayed yourselves, in a way where it's like, okay, you were nice, laid back. You were kind of like, in a way, the internet seen it as you guys were taking the jabs and you guys were just these upstanding men and we were just these terrible women. That's literally how they were portraying us in the comments. So because you guys knew that, we talked about that every single day in the chat after reading those comments, and you knew these things. You could have went on that platform and be like, hey, we got to know these women. They're nothing like what the comments are saying. And that's what I mean by protect. You didn't have to not attack us. You could have used that platform, that space to give a positive light to what we were going through.
I feel like
Okay. Now I'm kind of getting a little bit. Okay. If I've just by hearing both of these sides, yeah, I'm on her side. No, bro. Come on.
Did not do that.
I feel like everybody is just now meeting each other. Honestly, I feel what you're saying, but I feel like it's nobody's job to take up for you. I matched with TJ, and so many people call me gold diggers because he's a children's book author and I'm a dancer. I didn't ask him to cape up for me.
Yeah,
everybody, we're all grown. We're big women, we're big men.
Yeah,
stand up for yourself.
I don't
People
think that's
are still
fair.
gonna think what they want.
I think it goes to the men on the show.
I get that. But it's just a noble thing to do. Come on, man.
Show too, if they were holding themselves in a respectful way on the show, like I feel like that was good enough to not bounce
to go
back.
back. Because just like we could have gone on that show and clapped back and been an asshole, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think that's fair for you to expect us to do something, because we're all busy men. We all have things that we're doing, day in, day out. I mean,
I'm not really understanding the lore. I'm not.
That have to do with the podcast. We're not asking you to defend us every day online or anything like that. And I'm not even asking you to go online and just be like, just defend us. But the responses that I got from the podcast, like furthering that, it just further proved that it's like, oh, okay, yeah, these were these good men and they just happened to get trapped with these bad women. Not saying y'all had any responsibility to do that, but you didn't. Like it didn't give the men that I met in that chat. I thought we were like genuinely like, I don't know, it gave genuine at first. I felt like you guys were like just good in that way, but when you guys went on a podcast, it didn't give what the guys.
So what did you want us to do?
Danny wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Well, I had a similar experience with the first lady, Sandra, when they kept calling her a gold digger. I didn't look at her like that. But it's almost impossible to save.
You can't control the narrative.
Yeah, it's like an unflood. It's like when it drops and it's a guy dodges gold digger, and you know what I'm saying. I was like, I reached out to her. I was like, I'm sorry that they thought that. Like you just every time I said something, she's not a gold digger. I never thought that. It's just like it just goes and it's like throwing a pebble into the ocean.
Why?
You know what I'm saying?
Care?
Like it's just almost impossible. You know what I'm saying? To defend.
Why care what other people think? If you knew and we knew that you were great people, that's all it should have been. It doesn't matter what other people think. You can't change their opinions.
And I was just going to say that it's your job.
That's okay. I'm getting it. Because I remember the situation with him specifically very vividly. Listen, bro. I feel like in the heat of the battle, and what I mean by battle is like, while they're on, the show, trying to find a match. In that moment, you only get but so much time. I get that. But it was the fact, for me personally, I'm not saying anybody else, but for me personally, I feel like she had ample opportunity to clarify with what she was saying at some capacity. At some capacity, but she didn't. Now, if she doesn't do that, people on the internet, in the comments, all that stuff, they're probably going to be on her for saying stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I can't save every bullet. I can't, you know what I mean? If I'm him, you know what I mean? I can't save every bullet. I can't stop everything from happening. You just got to use your platform, come on the reunion, come on the podcast, explain yourself the best way you can, try to clear everything up, and then that's it. That's the internet. That's how it works. But I get where she's coming from. I can't say I don't.
To be secure and confident within yourself, and this is not to but I'm not saying that you're not, but at the end of the day, it's our job to be secure in ourselves, that no matter what anybody says, we know who we are. So I could care less what anybody has to say because I know who I am. So Thanks. I wouldn't need you to defend me. I wouldn't need to defend myself to all the comments out there. Right. I know who I am.
You stand
It's just a noble thing to do for us to defend women, though, if we are able to. It's a noble thing to do.
Period.
Okay, so first, hold on. I have just something to say about that, where she's coming from. First off, everybody has their opinion about the situation, but being in the situation is different from what you guys think. To have somebody sit here and smile on my face every day, make plans, we should do this, we should go here, we should blah blah, thinking everything's just so cool, and then you go on the podcast, the energy's so different. That's how you don't have to defend me. I don't care for the comments. I've been in the limelight, I've been viral for other things too. I get bad comments and good comments. I don't care. It's just that I don't like people in my face smiling, acting like they're my friends, acting like we're good, and then you go on something else. And then there's way more stuff even happening in that chat prior to that too. It's not just, whatever. I'm not even gonna get into that, but it's just seeing that kind of made me look at y'all different. And you're right. The fact that, I saw that, okay, so they switched up, they went on the podcast, said what they said. And after we've been making plans and whatever you want to say, that just tells me I'm not gonna no longer talk to you. I left the chat and I saw what it was, and that's just what it is.
So hold on, guys. I know this is a juicy topic. So what's one thing bad that they said about you guys when you were on the podcast?
We need that.
One thing that I heard was how we embarrassed African American men, or as African American men, we're putting you guys down. And
we went on camera and broke down black
men. And there's another one saying
is that what they said on the podcast?
Yes.
Or what viewers were saying?
That's what they said on the podcast.
The men on the show?
I don't remember saying
didn't say that.
Who said it?
I did not say that.
I'm sure we can find a clip. Okay, let's hear from TJ. Go ahead, TJ.
All right, so I wasn't on the podcast, so I have no fight in this. All right. Me and Maul had matches, so it was for the unmatched people.
Correct.
So when I look back at the episode, they will tell you I left the group chat because I didn't watch
TJ Mike.
They will tell you I left the group chat because I was like, why did y'all upset them? Is that true? I remember I left the group chat. I was like, you guys upset them, I'm leaving. It was because they said that you guys were talking about them in a bad way. I went back and watched the episode. It was a couple statements in there that was probably offensive. Okay. But
do you remember?
It was the white women comment.
What white in the podcast?
That's the only thing I remember. And it was the doubling back. That some of them doubled back.
I don't say anything about white women.
I feel like we just answered the questions that was brought to us. That's what I mean. That's all.
It was those two comments that I heard. That was it. So it was they doubled back on some certain women. I mean, if you let me finish, I'll say it.
Okay. Go ahead, TJ.
So it was somebody said in the podcast that y'all was doubling back. And that they didn't mean to pop their balloon.
Are you talking about the women's podcast?
Yeah.
They're talking about
no. Okay. That the men said that they was doubling. The women were doubling back on them, and that they were regretful for popping their balloon. Oh. And the women was like, "We ain't want y'all. Like we stood on business." And so they felt like y'all was lying about doubling back. And the second thing was somebody did mention this is a problem in the black community, and that with white women, that's the second comment.
So there was a miss.
Okay, hold on. I know. Okay. First of all, I don't know anything about this doubling back situation. I don't remember that at all. Said in the whole podcast.
I do remember that.
You do remember that?
Yeah. They just basically said like, off the camera, it was different. They wish they would have not have popped.
That's not doubling back. That is the energy that we said. Okay, on camera, right? These women said yada yada yada, but when we met them off camera, they were very cool.
Oh, okay.
That's what we meant by that. Okay. Second part of that with the white women. I don't know anybody said anything about white women. I mentioned the black community. What's wrong with the black community is that a lot of us look at materialistic things instead of things that really matter. And the other races, I don't know, I didn't say white women. I said the other races don't do that as much.
Is that because you are you?
I mean, that's facts though. Low key.
What is your what is your dating preference? Are you typically dabbling in that to?
What does that have to do with my question? Or
because you're talking about the black community, so do you go and date?
So is this true though? What I said?
I think that's the point she's trying to get to is are you with other races? Are you a part of the other races? Like, for you to be able to say that, like, black people, we always talk about our race and what the issue is with our race because it is our race and we know that, and we are constantly putting our business out there where other races aren't doing that. And if we're not involved in all these other races, then how do we know that that's a thing? How do we know that that's a fact?
Okay, so what I'm referring to is the music that we listen to, the way we speak about our women. Okay, that's what I'm referring to as when I say the black culture. Our culture is messed up. When you listen to rap, it's derogatory. It puts down women. It's talking about money, cars, yada yada. If you listen to any Spanish music, white music, or not white music, but country, whatever type of races, they don't talk about those things, right? And that is what's holding our community back. Is that this is what we glorify is the materialistic BS, and that's what I meant by that. It wasn't no attack on you guys. It wasn't no attack on a single individual. I was talking as a whole race and culture. And that's it.
And I'm done.
All right. Well, any final thoughts about anything we talked about, maybe anything we missed, whatever it is, if you want to throw on there? Go ahead, Jason.
So I think something that wasn't on camera, but the whole thing of protecting or not protecting. So with the situation that you're saying, we didn't do that or whatever, and you're saying how you could have the opportunity, for me, that's something that is big in general. If I look at something, I'm seeing somebody from the show or a show in general get really blasted with something that's ridiculous. From the episode when I matched with Charisma, right? There was an Instagram or a YouTube video made by some guys that was extremely derogatory, demeaning. They were saying all kinds of nonsense about her. And this is not me being, superhero, but I made a response video to what they were saying because I shamed them as grown black men about the things they were saying about another black woman on a platform, right? It was disgusting, demeaning. Right. And that's a situation where, I'm not, some captain, but at the same time, like if I'm ever as a black man in general seeing a woman being, hurt or something extremely demeaning or derogatory, I'm going to step in. So I guess for me to hear that, it was kind of like, what do you mean? But at the same time, like for us, it wasn't like you were saying we could change a narrative. It was more so us responding to things. And I don't think it was in that situation needful for us to come on and just say, hey, we should have responded badly to them, because I don't think it was that they said wrong things. Everything they said, even on the show, was their preference. Mm-hmm. The reason, like you said, the reason they got highlighted was because of the way that we responded. And I said, the thing is, when you have guys on the platform that have motion outside the show, they're not going to be like crashing out on the show when something's said about them. It's just like, okay, it is what it is.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Any other final thoughts?
I just want to say thank you to you, Arlette. Thank you to BM for just you guys having a true passion. A lot of people you'll see in the comments, this is staged, this is fake. Oh, you can really tell at this point this is staged. This is a wife and a husband who truly want to connect people and really want people to find love. It's happened. While there hasn't been a lot of matches, and even though there has been matches, and some of the matches didn't last, like mine, there is true intent in this show, So I'm glad that I was able to come on and inspire people. I didn't mean to pull my wig off, but that I just want to say thanks.
I agree with what she. I want to piggyback on what she just said as far as you and BM. Like, I don't think people understand that you guys are opening up your platform to
seriously
kind of like help other people bring their platform up. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I swear to God, I didn't know nothing about this social media stuff. The Instagram been popping lately. Like, people on the DMs and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I stream on Twitch. So like all that carries over to my Twitch. And that's because of you guys. Like, and that's like, that just shows the unselfishness of you guys to actually put that out there. And you know what I mean? Like, like you guys aren't hating or saying, oh, you don't get my viewers or don't, you know what I mean? Like, you guys are actually pushing for that. So that's a big up to you guys for real.
Thank you.
My final thoughts would be to never, there's more to people than what meets the eye. I came on here and I said my profession, and everybody had, things to say, preconceived notions about me, but I'm glad I was able to showcase my personality. And I can only thank you and BM for that. Like I said, all these people have different personalities, different stories, and it's very interesting to get to know each and every one of you because, you all have a story to tell and, places you want to be. And I really respect the platform because it has helped me, showcase who I actually am.
Thank you. Danny?
Well, like I was saying, being on the show opened my mind up to saying my love may not be in Atlanta. There's a lot of good women across the country, and it slowed me down actually for looking for love. It's like, you know, you can find a $20 bill, but you discover treasure. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna let the love that I've been looking for come to me. And so that's why I appreciate this platform, because it's like, I think all these women are good. Especially in the lineup I had, I think all of them found something. I was like, dang. So it's like, okay, I'm just gonna slow down.
Like I said, 98%.
And just focus even more. So it just really tuned me in to let me just be my complete self, because all the brothers are good, the women are good. It's just like, it's a lot of good people in the world. And then when we get to bring the positivity out of the situation, I think we be able to uplift each other, you know, because it's entertainment at the same time. So they hone in on the negative aspects of it. But when we really hone in, it's like, dang, us as a people, we do need to come together, and then we get these matches, and then you be able to start family, and that's what creates generational wealth. You know, then we'll be able to find the positive aspect in what you're doing, because the goal is like what y'all two have, BM and Arlette, y'all power team, y'all power couple, and y'all trying to put that out there. And, you know, so that's what I got from the show, and I just appreciate that, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was just gonna thank BM and Arlette. Obviously, the platform is amazing. You give people a space to grow, even if it's not within a relationship, and I really appreciate that. One thing I will say is, for the people out there that are watching, you know, these shows, not just this one, but in general, you have to realize the internet is not really a real place. Like, you guys were saying so many awful things, and not just about me, about a lot of the people that are sitting on this couch, and even the ones that didn't make it to this couch. You do not know these people, and let's not pretend like you guys are out there perfect, because unless y'all are married and in a happy one at that, you could be married and unhappy. Unless y'all are in a happy marriage, you know, with finances all together, and your life is just perfect, you have absolutely no room to judge or talk about people that are sitting on this couch, or that just, you know, happen across your screen one day. And stop going out of y'all way to be mean to people, because you don't know how it affects somebody's day. Like, I'm a pretty strong person, but I was damn near blocking 10 people a day when the show first aired, because you guys were saying all types of negative things about me. And for that to affect my day, I really don't be caring what nobody say for real, but for that to affect my day, that gave me a new perspective on how I am going to decide to carry myself on these social media platforms, on the internet. I'm a lot nicer. I'm a lot more graceful. Not saying that I was mean or anything, but I'm a lot more graceful on these platforms, because you just really don't know that person for real, and you don't know what they're going through. So be nicer and stay blessed out here.
Yes. Amen. I second that.
Go ahead. And I want to say, obviously, thank you, BM and Arlette, for having me on the show. It was been a great experience, even though there's like, it's kind of like a roller coaster, but overall, great experience. And I love the outcome that I got. Even though I had bad comments, still, like, I still like the outcome. And I also want to talk to you guys. Yes, you know, we had our ups and downs, but, you know, and we talked about it, and you were able to explain. Even when I came up in here too, like, my plan wasn't really to talk to them, because I was still upset, but I got over it, and I was like, okay, you know, and I came up to you guys, and, you know, I still talk to them, you know, because, you know, just drama drains. It's really draining. So I'm really sorry for, you know, coming at you guys how I did.
You done?
Yes.
I just want to say,
I love this. I love this part.
I want to thank BM Arlette too as well. And I just got to say to everybody out there, you know, I appreciate the girls for episode 23. Like, I appreciate y'all, you know, for the opportunity. But also I want to say that, you know, all of us that come out here, you got to come out there with confidence. And, you know, a lot of people don't have that courage and that, you know, that confidence to come out here. So for all of us to go out there, you know, it's really tough, because, you know, you get judged for the good or the bad. So I just feel like, you know, all of us had, you know, we all had to step out there and, you know, take a leap of faith. And that's kind of hard, and people don't really see that. Like, it's not easy to do what we did, even if it's on the panel or if it's coming out as the introduction, because it's not easy, because you get judged for anything you say, negative or bad. So I just thank BM Arlette, because if it wasn't for me watching one of the episodes where it gave me the courage to come out and reach out to Arlette and BM and have that confidence to come out and speak and introduce myself to the ladies that was on the panel. So I really appreciate you guys for that.
Respect.
Yeah, and then I guess my closing comments are, you know, love is hard.
It is.
Love is not eternal, but everyone should take that leap of faith and always hope to find that special person.
For sure.
And they shouldn't be judged by their preferences or anything that, you know, is unique about them. So, yeah, thank you, Arlette. Thank you, BM. Yeah. What you guys are doing is
phenomenal.
Really impactful to not only these individuals here, but people outside of, you know, all across the world, honestly. Yeah. So, yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you.
The production team too. My bad.
Oh, yes. Of course, you can never forget them.
Shout out production.
And honestly, thank you to all of you guys, because you guys are, you know, what makes the show. You know, every single one of you came out here. You let your personality shine. You spoke your truth. You didn't care what people had to say. You're like, I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to go find love. Even if you didn't find it, you still were able to put yourself out there. And that takes a lot of bravery and that takes a lot of guts. And you all did it. And honestly, thank you guys all for coming and taking your time to be here again today. So yeah, big up to you guys. Let's make it up. Let's make some noise.
I just wanted to, last thing I wanted to say was always remember everybody does have their preferences of what they like and what they don't like, but we just had enough guts to come and do it in front of millions of people. So next time you guys want to sit here and say, oh, she popped because of this or he popped because of that, it's just kind of like this happens in the day-to-day world every day, but we had enough guts to actually say what we like, what we don't like. So I just wanted to bring that to light because at the end of the day, you know, everyone just likes what they like.
Okay.
Word.
Jay?
I just want to thank Arlette and BM for giving us a safe space to be transparent and get to a place where we can actually be truthful about our likes and dislikes. You know, take these opportunities when people are being transparent to not look at the negative, but look at it as an opportunity to improve upon the negative.
Facts.
Right? So if you are short, you can improve your style. You can improve your money. You know what I mean? Don't focus on the negative so much as, oh, I can't get in where I fit in here. Try to figure out, oh, man, you know what? I messed up. Forget it, man. Thank you.
I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying.
I get what he's saying.
Okay, and obviously just to go ahead and close out everything, of course, thank you. The biggest thank you to my husband. He works day in and day out, you know, doing from recruiting to editing to putting everything up to reaching out to people to setting up so much stuff. Like he works so hard, and none of us would be sitting here today if it wasn't for him. So shout out to BM. And thank you everyone at home for tuning in. We will definitely catch you all next time. Look out for season 4.
All right. So my closing remarks, since everyone did it, Arlette, I give you praise already. Of course, I'm gonna say it again. Thank you for what you're doing. You and BM are creating something amazing. It's very inspiring. Very inspiring. I just hope to, you know, do something close to like what y'all got, man. It's very I just love seeing it every week. I look forward to them. I know I'll be like, Arlette, you got to cut these videos, you got to cut these numbers down, like, but you still see I'm here reacting 2 hours long. You know what I mean? But no, but in all seriousness, I love the platform that you've created for people, and it's good to see genuine stuff. Just like Ish said, the internet is not really real, man. There's so many people here on the internet that just hate for no reason. Hate. Yeah, you know, I'm a reactor. I just sit back and watching and get a few laughs here and there, laugh at some people with their crazy takes, you know what I mean? But it's never anything personal. It's never anything like, you know, for some of the comments that I've seen, bro, y'all are crazy, man. And being a reactor, being a streamer, being a content creator that does a lot on the internet, I know for a fact that these crazy comments are people that don't have nothing else going on. They wish their parents knew them. They wish their parents gave them attention. Friends, they wish they had all that. You know what I mean? In real life. Some type of attention. It doesn't even have to be positive or negative. No one gives them any attention, so they go online, start texting, start leaving crazy comments everywhere just for the wow factor. Oh yeah, this person seen what I said. They don't like what I said, but that's interaction for them. It's a game with them. But it's like, bro, it's, and especially with people that look like me too. You know what I mean? It's good to see that. And I just love what she's putting out, man. Well, her and BM. I'm sorry, BM. I just love what they're putting out. And thank you.